everybody. How are you, ladies and gentlemen? I am so proud to be here today with you for our Joynplayce on Air, a live broadcast dedicated to the world of Italian story living experiences. My name is Stefania Molinari. I'm Joynplayce art director, and I will lead you to this trip today. Story living experiences, what is that? It's a new kind of travel experience where we put together entertainment, education with a gamification approach. Each experience has been created together with talented collaborators all around Italy who have been professionally trained with the Story Living Experience framework. Our goal today with this broadcast is for you to fully immerse in our story. We want you to understand how they work and why they are so unique. A promise of unrepeatable and unforgettable experiences on a very special stage. Our wonderful and amazing country, Italy. Before I go on with the show, please feel free to write in the comments. Tell us who you are, where you come from, and at the end of the show, I will be very glad to answer to all your questions. But let's go on with the show. But before, first of all, I would like to tell you why we chose this name, Joynplayce, which may sound a little bit weird at first, most of all if you see it written. Well, joy is the happiness of being together. Join is sharing passions, emotion, creating relationship. Play is being the protagonist of the experience, getting involved and learning through doing things actively. And the last word we took for our name is place. Because every Joynplayce experience is deeply rooted in one special place. That single story, and now I will tell you why we call our activities stories, could only take place in that particular location. So, why do we call them stories? Well, that is because in our story living experience framework, the most important feature is the story living. There is a very simple adventure behind all the stories that make it possible to immerse completely in the experience. The protagonist, our tourists, but we don't really like to call them tourists. They are protagonists, have a role, and in this role, they have to accomplish a mission. By doing that, they learn, they live, they meet, they experiment, they explore, they feel, and of course, they have the time of their lives. So as you can see, we go beyond storytelling. This is story living. And our first guest of today will help you understand better what I'm talking about. So go on with today's story. I'm glad to present to you Francesca Amaro.
Hello.
Ciao Francesca, ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao,
Ciao.
ciao. Welcome here with us. Thanks for being
Thank
here
you.
with us. So I just said that you will explain a little bit more what I was talking about, but please, first of all, tell us about you.
Okay, yes. So I'm Francesca. I'm an archaeologist. So I graduated in archaeology at the University of Venice many years ago. And
Not so many.
not so many. I was born in Verona and I still live in Verona. And I worked for a while in the museums in my city. And then I had the opportunity to take a license to become a tourist guide, and it's still my job. And I I got the license, and in 2000, it was 2009. So I can say that I've been a tourist guide for more than 10 years now. So I'm quite expert on my territory. And some time ago, I had also the opportunity to attend a course to become experiential tourism operator. And I decided to take that opportunity to enrich my job and also to make my range of proposals to my clients wider. And so I'm very happy because now I feel more specialized also in my job and my activity. And I consider myself very lucky because I managed to make my passions, that are archaeology, art, history, the main topics of my job and my work. So I keep studying every day the subjects and the topics I love. I keep updating my knowledge of the territory, and also I keep communicating the amazing beauty of my city and its surroundings.
Yes,
And
tell
so
us a little bit
here
more
I am.
about Verona.
Yes, Verona. Well, it's an amazing city. Everybody all over the world knows Verona, thanks to the story of Juliet, Romeo and Juliet, obviously, and the famous balcony and the arena, the opera festival. In arena, the Roman amphitheater. Uh, Obviously, they are very important monuments in Verona, but Verona is much more. So I'm very glad because the story I'm going to introduce today starts from my area that is very close to the city center. It's in the city center actually, but it's an area, in my opinion, the most beautiful one that sometimes is not seen by the visitors. They skip it because it's a little bit out of the main tours and main routes. And so it's really a pity. But I'm glad that we can start from exactly that area. And so here I am today to introduce my story because as a outcome of the course I mentioned before, we were supposed to create a story according to the Storyliving Experience framework. And yes,
Okay,
so
but
it is my
Francesca,
story.
before now that everybody knows you, but before you let us immerse in your story, because Francesca, she will. Wow, the name of the story is Your Roman Mosaic in Verona.
Yes.
So this is the topic, but we've just said that every story has an adventure. So Francesca, before you show us your story with pictures, what is the adventure involved in your story? What's the main theme?
The
What's the
mission,
plot?
yeah, yes.
Yes, what's
And
the
so,
mission?
mm, so okay, before telling the plot of my story, I'd like to tell how I made the story up and how the idea of the mosaic as main topic came to my mind. I was told to start from a passion of mine, and I immediately thought about my old passion, archaeology. And then I started thinking about the Roman foundation of Verona, the Roman monuments, the archaeological sites. And then the Roman villa of Valdonega came to my mind, and I said, okay, that's the perfect location. Later, Anna Rosa, one of my partners in this experience, will tell about the villa better than me, but I'd like to underline now that it's really a special place, very close to the city center, but little known even to the native citizens of Verona. It's open to public only 2 afternoons per week, but you can reserve the opening anytime, so you can have the opportunity, the wonderful opportunity to visit the villa by yourself, completely alone, or with your friends, or with your family. So it's something really exclusive. and it's one of the main features of all the stories that belong to all these projects.
And another important thing about Verona and mosaic, something is happening just right now in Verona.
yeah,
What's going on?
yeah. So I think that I had a very good intuition because now the topics of archaeology and mosaics are very popular right in this moment, because some time ago, a couple of weeks maybe, during some excavations in an area that is close to, in the countryside, close to Verona, named Valpolicella, very famous for winemaking, especially Amarone, that is famous all over the world, Amarone wine. Some archaeologists found another Roman villa, and some amazing mosaic floors were brought to light, and they were, guess who were, under the vineyards. So under the vineyards, there's a completely conserved, preserved villa. And that was a really amazing discovery. And I was told that even BBC talked about that excavation. So we were
Right,
very
that's
famous.
true. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
So
So very good topic for your story.
yeah,
Okay, Francesca, let's go with your story. What's the adventure? What's the mission to accomplish?
yeah, yes, yes. Okay, so going back to the plot, all the participants stop being tourists, as you have explained, and start playing a role and have a mission to accomplish. So in my story, the association that runs the villa needs some ideas to make merchandising objects in order to promote the site and its mosaic. And so they make a call for the creative talents. And so the tourists, the participants, stop being tourists and have to try looking around with the artist eyes, and they come with me that I'm not a tourist guide in the story. I also play a role, so I'm the coordinator of all the experience and the project, and they come with me. I have the possibility to talk about what we see along the path to the villa. And then in the villa, they meet a professional mosaic specialist or mosaicist, I think is the term. And they learn to make a mosaic, and they
Okay, so
propose
they are
the
creatives.
object. They have to, yes, the
They
creative
are the
talent.
creatives, and the
Yeah,
mission to accomplish is to make some marketing gadgets for the
yes,
villa to be promoted. So that's the
exactly.
mission they have.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
so they have
exactly.
to be curious to be then
Mm-hmm.
able to free their creativity to promote the villa.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so now let's start and see all your story.
Okay, so let's go through the story and with the help of the pictures. So in the first picture, you can see that where the story starts, in a nice bar located in the finest historical area, close to the cathedral and to the Roman bridge that we call Stone Bridge. Here we welcome the participants, and after a short briefing, I give them a badge that is our magic object that turns them into the creatives or artists. And then you see in this picture, we have started our path towards the villa, but since it's a really beautiful place, I obviously talk about what we see around the river and St. Peter Hill, the Roman theater. Okay, here we have this very famous, very popular view of Verona that you can find on all the postcards and in all the guidebooks and so on. And here again, you see the St. Peter Hill on the background. And here we are at the villa. So you see Anna Rosa, that is a partner of the experience, and she's a member of the association, co-founder of the association who that runs and takes care of the archaeological site, and she welcomes the participants, obviously. And then we give the leaflets, the brochure with all the information. So the creatives or talents and artists start imagine their future creations. Here is Federica, the professional mosaicist, and she welcomes again the participants. And here in this picture, you can see Anna Rosa, who is explaining and who is describing the villa. You see the villa remains on the background. And a very important feature of the villa is the presence of beautiful frescoes and the mosaics floor, as I told you before. And so this is a sort of guided tour we can say of the villa site. You see, all people are very concentrated in this picture. They are trying to imagine how the villa and life were in the first century after Christ. So the villa goes back to the first century after Christ.
Yes,
And
they have
here,
to be inspired by the villa.
yeah. And here you see the working tables prepared by Federica, the mosaicist, especially for the work of our participants, equipped with all the tools that are required and with plenty of tiles, colorful tiles, ready to be used for the mosaic creation. Here she is again explaining what she's talking about, this history of mosaic, and here she presents, she shows a copy, a reproduction of a real Roman mosaic. Usually, you can't touch the original one, so you can touch the reproduction at least. And in the following one, you see people are creating here the participants, and to make their mosaics, they can either use a sketch or can build up a geometrical pattern of their own choice. So also they have the possibility and the opportunity to show their creativity, their fantasy, their personality as well. And you can see in the following picture, in the following photo, that Federica, observing the way of creating even a very small mosaic, is able to understand the personality and psychology of each single participant, thus giving hints and all the necessary support and suggestions to make a good job. And here we can see the outcome of the creations, many different mosaics according to the different personalities, with different colors, different patterns, and will be eventually selected by Anna Rosa. And here you see the celebration at the end of all the experience. So obviously they shake their hands, but they give the certificates because they have participated in the experience. But obviously we are in Veneto region. We are very passionate about wine. And so at the end of all the experience, there's a nice toast. And
Mission is accomplished.
yes, we have to celebrate, obviously. And to this regard, we recently discovered a wine named Enantium, obtained from vines cultivated for more than 2,000 years in Val d'Adige, that is a valley near Verona, the top northern side of Verona province. And Plinius mentioned this wine in his books, so it was very, very common wine at that time. So after creating mosaics, after the ancient ones in a real Roman villa, that's very special, I think, the tourist one, the participants, but obviously they are also tourists, will get the opportunity of drinking a real Roman wine, very similar to the one they drank 20 centuries ago in the same place.
Wow.
What else?
What else? But I have something else for you because I have a beautiful video about this story. Please, can we see this video?
True. Yeah.
So, as you have just seen, it's not only Francesca who shares her passion in this story, but we also have co-actors, professional partners who enrich the story living experience. They teach our guests something like Federica, or they simply entertain them, creating a relationship like Anna Rosa. So please let me present you these two beautiful women. We start with Anna Rosa.
Hello,
Here
hello.
she is. Hello, ciao, ciao, ciao
Ciao,
Anna Rosa,
Stefania.
welcome. Grazie,
Thank
grazie per essere qui con noi. So we have seen you're participating in this story, but please tell us a little bit more.
Sure. Hello, everybody, and thanks for inviting me also. Well, I'm Anna Rosa, and I'm an archaeologist specialized in Roman archaeologist. I have been working on excavations since 2004 in Verona and in the Venetian region. And still now, I can say that every findings is an emotion for me. 10 years ago, I co-founded an association, archaeological association, called Archeonaute, that manages two important archaeological areas in the city center of Verona. And the video that is on air now shows one of these areas, archaeological areas, the Roman villa of Valdonega, which preserves splendid ancient remains of a suburban Roman villa dating back to the 1st century AD, as Francesca said before. We found it absolutely a great idea to join Francesca's project because although this villa is so unique from an archaeological point of view, it is still little known. So the idea to involve a group of creatives and ancient culture lovers to promote our villa was perfect, I think. Moreover, we have been collaborating with Francesca sometimes for the organization of a guided tour in the city to discover the signs of the past that are scattered almost everywhere here in Verona and in Italy. So this is a good opportunity to renew this collaboration and to extend it also to Federica, who is such a skilled mosaic artist. So as we can see in the video, the villa preserves fantastic remains, and here we have also the virtual reconstruction of the villa, and so we can still appreciate the mosaics floors with birds and floral depictions, or also fantastic frescoes, wall frescoes with mythological figures and also with birds with colored preserved. And we are really happy to entertain our visitors, making them feel immersed in the past.
Right, because Anna Rosa, one of the
yeah.
Features of the Storyliving Experience Framework is to be exclusive. And it is very exclusive to be inside the villa. It's just open for yourself with Francesca, with Anna Rosa, with Federica, and think that you are creating your own piece of art, and you are your table, and I mean you are sitting in the middle of the villa
next to the ancient mosaic. So this is an unforgettable experience, I think.
Yes, the atmosphere is really magic. It's something, I mean, you don't really do, you know, every day. So that is very exclusive. And we thank you for the opportunity of this exclusivity inside this fantastic place.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy and excited for this project.
Thank you, Anna Rosa. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So after the archaeologist, we have the artist. I'm glad to introduce Federica. There she is. In her world, surrounded by her world. Ciao, Fede.
Ciao, Stefania. Hi to everybody. Ciao.
Ciao, Federica.
Ciao.
The stage is yours.
Okay, thank you. Also, I'm Federica. I'm a mosaic and jewelry artist, and I'm a qualified teacher from the Mosaic School of Spilimbergo. I have been working in the mosaic field for 20 years. Here I'm in my lab, in my board, but I will show you it later. So stay connected. I have always been teaching mosaic for 50 years for adults, children, and less able people. Besides, I wrote a mosaic book for beginners, which is called Mosaico Facile, Easy Mosaic. And what can I say? I love mosaic, and I love teaching. Therefore, I gladly accepted the proposal of Francesca for this beautiful, fantastic, beautiful project. The people will create a gadget, mosaic gadget, like this, or like this, or this. They will choose the subject. I will teach them, but they will use their creativity, their fantasy, and their imagination. What to say? The mosaic will become a magnet, which the people could take with them at home.
Because that is another important feature of the Storyliving Experience Framework. They always take somebody with them which
Yes.
is special, something very special, something
Yes.
they have made, like in this case, for example, or something special. So nothing that you can buy in any
Yes.
shop, but it's something that really comes from the
Absolutely, something
experience.
handmade by himself, and something special, exclusive, because made by this person, of course.
Federica, excuse me. Before you go on, for all those out there who are mosaic fans, I would like to tell you two things about yourself. First
Okay.
of all, the school
The
where
mosaic.
you, yes,
I went to the Mosaic School of Spilimbergo, which is a school of world importance. The students are from everywhere in the world: Japan, America, China, and so on, and of course from Europe. And
yes.
so
a very
it's really
important school.
yes,
For all the
very,
mosaic
very,
fans out
yes.
there, they know what we are talking about, the school of
Yes,
Spilimbergo.
absolutely.
And then another little thing about yourself, because you haven't been always an artist. What
No.
did you do in your previous life? Tell us.
In my previous life, I worked in a bank.
Oh, in a bank?
In a bank, yes.
And
Yes, in a
what
bank.
happened then? I'm sorry, I don't understand. What happened?
I found my creativity. I wanted to express myself in a different way. I went to the Mosaic School of Spilimbergo, and I say I want to do this. I want to become a mosaic artist, and I want to do this in my life. And so
you
this
completely changed your life. You quit
absolutely,
everything.
absolutely.
Wow.
And, but I was on my own without children, and so I thought that I can do this because this is what I want to do.
And you did it.
Yes, and still after 20 years, love is still my great love.
Yes, we can see that. We can see that. Well, show us then your lab a little bit. Show us.
Okay, I will show you just a moment. The technique. Oh, one moment. Just one moment.
Of course, easy.
I'm not technologic. Okay.
Well, she's an artist.
Yes, absolutely. Can you see? Okay.
Yes, we can see everything.
Okay. Also, as you can see, there are many materials in the mosaic field, and but the distinction is between natural material like this marble and artificial materials. Ceramic, glass tiles, smalty, and gold smalty, and so on. Of course, mosaic can be used to create mirrors, as you can see, or decorative wall panel like this, or small panel like this, or just a moment, or like these sculptures. This is made in modern technique, mosaic technique, and you can create, for example, centerpieces like this, always in modern style.
Wow, they're beautiful.
So we can have a traditional or modern mosaic. You can use it for reproduction of
for portraits.
Yes, portrait.
Wow.
And here a copy of a Roman mosaic that in the workshop you will touch this mosaic. You can touch it, and the other copy of Roman mosaic, and of course, this is a modern mosaic with smalto, and it's all handmade. Just a moment. Okay, it's all made, of course, by hand. Nothing is
no
industrial.
machines involved.
Yes,
no machines involved. Just
no,
passion, hands.
This one is involved.
It looks scary.
No. It's
It's
can you
safe.
see? Okay, yes. It's safe. Not for the mosaic workshop because okay. You need a lot of time to use this one. It's called martellina.
Okay. And, so that's just for professionals.
Yes, absolutely. What can I say? That this the last thing. This experience is fantastic because you can the creative, the people can do a mosaic workshop a few meters from the real Roman mosaics. It's really something fantastic and a unique experience. That's all. And
yes,
I wait for you. I wait for you because it's really a great experience, funny and special. Like everything.
Thanks. We hope to welcome our tourists back to Italy. I would like Federica to thank you, but also to thank Anna Rosa and Francesca if they can come back. Thank you, girls, for showing us this really amazing story in Verona. Thanks for your passion, for your time, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye to our guests of today who show you one story, one of the many stories that we have in our catalog. And the framework we use, the Storyliving Experience Framework, for the stories is the same. So the adventure, being the protagonist, learn to do something, be entertained, the exclusivity of places, and all our stories, they do have some same features. For example, they can all be easily customized. It's one of the most important features of our concept. Parts of the stories can be added, modified, removed. An aperitif, for example, can become a dining experience, or the story can be adjusted to be kid-friendly, and many other things. So, tour operators and travel advisors and everybody, tell us your passion and we will design the experience for you. The adventure, the story remains the same, but we can really do it as you wish it. And with all our story, you will find a product that is safe, controlled, tested, and this is guaranteed by the care that we put into creating the story, following our training and testing Storyliving Experience Framework. Moreover, in this particular time that we are living in, we guarantee all of our stories to be away from crowds, as they are usually made for small groups, individual families, people traveling together. And also because our special stages, they are usually off the beaten track. So this lets you come in contact with a new Italy, an unconventional country, something that you have never experienced before. So the Joynplayce stories, they are the cherry on top for those tour operators and travel advisors who want to have a distinctive product to offer to their demanding clients, or communities of passionate people who want to have a thematic trip, as all our stories, they immerse the players in different passions: art, culture, tradition, and nature, food and wine. We have many passions involved in our story. And talking about this, I am so glad to introduce the last but not least guest of today. She is a very special partner and a friend. She's Elena Sisti, and she will explain you how and why the Joynplayce stories are the cherry on top. Elena. Here she is. We can't hear you, Elena, or at least I don't hear you. I can't hear you.
Hello, everyone. Ciao. I'm sorry we did all the trials before. It's a pleasure to be here after all this beauty that you have seen.
Yes, thanks, Elena. Thanks you so much. And we invited you as one of our partners so that you can explain a little bit better why these Joynplayce stories are the cherry on top and how they can be put inside an itinerary and the itineraries that you make.
As you know, Stefania, I'm a travel designer. I specialize in Italy, and one of our focuses have always been to sell trips to people that travel for a passion, for a specific interest that they have. So obviously, when we years ago discovered the Joynplayce experience, they were perfect for us. Because one of the aspects is the fact that the knowledge of the people you actually get to meet are at the same level of the knowledge of the people that travel. She defined herself as an artist, but people that graduate from the Spilimbergo School of Art are masters, considered in many places around the world almost as idols, if you consider Japan. So they have an ability, they have developed a knowledge that only with them you can sort of share and understand. Obviously, you don't want to be a boring moment, so the Joynplayce's format make it fun, but at the same time with a very high level of competence of the people that is involved. That is perfect when you're designing a trip, when you're making the special trip for someone that has a specific passion. It's mosaic this time. That is one of our favorite ones. So we start from Milan and then we go to Venice, we see Spilimbergo, you can finish in Ravenna. So you have different possibilities. And they are the cherry on top because for us that are tour operators, it's much easier to go to a place where you have certified experience with people that have been selected and looked after. So they have created a format and you can easily trust the way they are. So I've looked at a few of them, I've used a few of them, and this one of the mosaics is one we'll use in the mosaic trip. So definitely.
Thank you, Elena, to be the witness on how experienced designers and travel advisors can use the Storyliving Experience Framework and the Joynplayce stories, so you can build your itinerary and put inside the story, or we can build an itinerary for you, starting from your passion or your desires or what you want to, learn and discover about Italy. And there are a lot of things to discover in our
Absolutely. We talked about mosaic, but it's only one possibility that you have with the Joynplayce's products. No, you have the possibility to enjoy food, to enjoy wine, to enjoy your ability to go to Venice and do your own masks. So you have a lot of different experiences that you can build in. And obviously you can choose them according to the place you want to go. That's one of the options. So the other things that we do is we help, with the help of Joynplayce, we design the itinerary in according to what their particular experiences are. So there is really a lot of possibilities to work with this flexible team.
Yes, thank you. And you have just said Venice, so I want to tell our public, I'm sorry, I was saying tonight because it's almost night here, but I know it's day, for example, in the USA and in other places. In the next episode, we will be in Venice and we will talk about something very special. We will talk about carnival, so costumes, masks, dances. So follow us and discover what the mission to accomplish will be. And we will also talk about Casanova. So if you want to be like Casanova, follow us because the next episode will be very interesting for you. So Elena, thanks again for your job and to support and to believe in our project. Thank you so
thank
much.
you very much for the excellent work and for existing in Italy to give you such a different and interesting twist. Thank you.
Thank you, Elena. Grazie. And I hope with this episode, I hope that I was able to introduce you to our world. And I hope that you will keep following us to learn more about us. I remind you to visit our website, download our catalog, follow us on our social media, and we would love to receive your questions at our booking office, booking@joynplayce.com. Then I am sorry, ran out of time and don't have too much time for your questions, but please, as I said, just keep following us. We will go on with these episodes. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I was able to reach my goal, that was to introduce you to our world. So thanks for being with us and see you soon. Thank you. Ciao. Grazie.